Okay, so let's see how many numbers I might able to get. 5. And eventually at this point I might able to actually decide to able to spend on my coins to able to actually activate the Piranha Plant traps for the sake of the forms of, you know, just trying to able to get the star. Yeah, I thought to myself I might as well able to do that, because at the moment still, Luigi's the only one managed to get the star so far. Well, between me and Luigi, at the moment we actually got the stars each. Well, only one star in particular, so yeah, you probably get the idea. So I guess I should probably explain about the forms of the state of play right now, and that was the fact that, you know how the fact that recently, during about a couple of days ago, that I said this before, that the state of play has already been announced during the forms of the 6th of August recently, and because of that though, that Sonic and Piglet has not even mentioned about those during the forms of well, specifically Donkey Kong Country 2, and especially noticeable with Sonic events, especially, that recently they actually revealed themselves the nominated or the narrated trailer of Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. And because of that though, they actually revealed ourselves even more, well, more footage of the gameplay. Actually, I'll get into more of that later, because we have, I believe, this is another new minigame we can able to play. Coin Block Blitz. So when you hit the blocks, coins can come out. Jump to hit the blocks and take as many coins as you can. So it's basically, this minigame feels a little bit similar to Coin Block Bash, except the fact that the biggest difference is now that rather than just using a hammer, instead we have to jump for blocks. So yeah, think of like how it does in the most traditional 3D Mario platformer, except the fact that this is a party game after all, so even then no, everything else to be expected. So anyways, let's go ahead and get some more coins out of the blocks. I think that one in particular actually has a lot of coins inside or something, but either way though, I have no idea how many coins I might able to consider getting after that particular minigame is done. Oh, it's only 10? Huh. I've only just got about 10 coins from that minigame so far, so I guess that's pretty okay as it is. So, hey, at least that's something. And plus, another thing worth mentioning for is the fact that I might able to try to avoid the Bowser Seed, because at the moment for this time, I know it's been quite a while since I actually done a lot of like commentary, because recently we've now moved to a new room, and as a result I'm very happy about this, despite at the moment for the sake of time it was actually pretty boiling in here, so as a result I'm also able to put a fan on at the moment, so as a result it'll cool me down for a little bit, and then when I'm fully cooled down a bit, then that way I can able to go back into recording sessions, specifically, you know, more Mario Party videos and stuff like that for that wager, so, and it's a good thing that Luigi did manage to able to take the blue seed, so even then I really want to avoid that at all times, so yeah, you get the idea. And anyway, let's get back into this conversation about the forms of, you know, Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. In addition to able to actually having themselves, not only 3 playable characters, but 4 different playable characters this time around, which obviously you're gonna be still be playing as Crash Bandicoot himself, as well as Coco, and even especially noticeable with Dr. Neo Cortex since Crash Twinsanity, and also we got ourselves a Dingo Dungalow, which I have no idea why I pronounced that name error very well, just because of how in fact there's been a very long while since I actually did manage to play some of the Crash Bandicoot stuff. But he's actually become a playable character, so even then I was quite surprised about this. And as far as I'm aware is the fact that, and also they did manage to announce there's going to be some alternative costumes that you can able to unlock, specifically if you're able to actually do with other challenges or something like that, which I think it does look pretty cool. So even then, I'm very looking forward to able to try out Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, on the PlayStation 4, so I'm definitely really looking forward to that, especially noticeable after purchasing, you know, Insane Trilogy, as well as, you know, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, in the past few years. So I'm very, very happy about the fact that we got ourselves a brand new Crash Bandicoot game at long last after the events of, well, most people found Wrath of Cortex was actually probably one of the weakest entries in the series, probably because of how the fact that they might be, well, that game was remarkably similar to the third game, despite, well, the lack of polish or something. So I'm guessing they get the idea about that specific, the real solution about the fact that why Wrath of Cortex didn't do so well. Well, as far as likely, due to the forms of, receptions-wise, it's actually got a little bit mixed bag, so... Well, despite that game did manage to sell well back in the day, but either way though, let's not get ahead of ourselves at this point, because the next discussion I'll just talk about, although aside from any other PlayStation 5 third-party supported titles they actually released, which, to be honest, I don't really care for it too much. Clearly it's because of how the fact that, well, I'm pretty much used to with PlayStation 4 at this rate, and especially noticeable how the fact that I'm not, as I mentioned this before, I'm not really a big fan in terms of the forms of the PlayStation 5's design, although it does feel a little bit futuristic or something like that this time around, in comparison to the forms of the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, well, usually relatively speaking, I'm on about with the slim models of those two systems, all that in mind. Oh, damn it! This is the first time we're going to be seeing a poison mushroom. Oh, great. So yeah, if you get a poison mushroom, as I said earlier, that, well, ever since the past 2 boards ago, basically if you get the poison mushroom, then you're probably going to miss your next go. Specifically, when we get onto the next turn, basically you'll miss a go. So, yeah, something's worth mentioning. Alright, so looks like Luigi's going to have... Oh, he might able to actually get his coins taken, so in this case... Oh, just only all of them. Huh. Okay, never mind about that. And then eventually that Luigi might able to come across into Bowser at some point, despite he has none of those coins at all, so... Jeez, looks like DK always lands on so many happening spaces, which... I'm pretty sure enough though is the fact that I'm pretty sure he was able to actually go for the happenings though at some point, so I guess that makes it pretty obvious for that specific solution, so... Well, until whenever we get to the very end of the particular, you know, the actual board itself. But you know. No, I do apologize for the lack of commentary for this point, guys, because in addition to able to actually just to realize how boiling the temperature is at this point in time, but it's also the fact that my throat is actually getting slightly dried up, which, luckily for me, I soonly managed to get myself my drink with me, so that way I can able to actually just, well, just trying to able to recover my throat at one point or another. So either way though, we can able to accept that, so... Okay, something's worth mentioning too is the fact that, in addition to able to actually announce the, well, the narrated trailer when it comes to, Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time, they also managed able to announce there's gonna be Braid Anniversary Edition, despite that game originally came out in, I think it's in 2008 or 9, I'm pretty sure it's likely 2008 or something, I don't know, it has been a while since I actually looked upon, you know, Braid as the actual indie game itself. I've definitely heard of that particular game, and I was really into it, but I've never actually get around to it, until I actually realized they're actually going to be announcing there's going to be the Braid Anniversary Edition, which I'm pretty sure it actually just able to actually contains a number of things, like for instance better resolution, some graphics has been altered, and also the frames of animation, and also in addition to those frames of animations they actually contain, they also bring ourselves even more brand new animations, such as for instance if you're about to turn around or something like that, and then basically Braid decides to able to actually just to go, I don't know how do I explain this that often, just because it has been, again, been a while since I actually looked upon Braid on the actual indie game. But from what I can gather, it's actually a pretty interesting game in my opinion, but even then, hopefully I'll get around into that. Well, I really don't know about that, just because of how the fact that my storage of my PlayStation 4 is almost gonna be full up at the moment. So, well, at least I'm hoping I can able to get ourselves a storage disk drive or something like that, so that way I can able to actually just store the memory to my PlayStation 4, because at the moment I've actually got myself 85 gigabytes left. So, but I'm still really hoping I can able to save those gigabytes from, in addition to Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, I'm also going to be able to expect to save my gigabytes for, you know, specifically Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 plus 2, which is basically just a remastered versions of those two amazing, iconic Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games from the past. So, I do apologize for able to cover my mouth for a commentary for the sake of time, just because of how the fact that I do apologize for that. So, as you can see right there, Mario's going to be experiencing Memory Match as the another one-player minigame. In fact, it's actually an interesting minigame because in addition to able to deal with the forms of the memory title matching game, but it's also they got themselves a very unique music altogether, which I think that music was actually from Mushroom Forest or something like that. But then again, though, it has been a while since I actually just managed able to play this installment of Mario Party, because I'm used to with, you know, the future installments, as you know. So even then, that makes it a little bit of a, well, a true example of that, so. And it looks like Luigi's not going to be able to take in his coins because, you know, his coins has already been bankrupted by Zero, so that probably explains it. And, yeah, I'm really looking forward to see how Braid Anniversary Edition is going to be played out to be. Somehow, usually relatively speaking, is the fact that that particular remaster is about to be eventually coming onto the PlayStation 4, and it's about to due out at some point next year, specifically in 2021, so. Which I think is pretty obvious because of how the fact that this year, as far as, you know, 2020 is concerned, it's still a pretty terrible year, as you guys can clearly tell for the sake of time. But then again, we'll talk more about that whenever we get into the actual final day of 2020 itself. To be more specifically, the New Year's Eve, before we get on to 2021, so. But you know, you get the idea. Okay, something's worth mentioning also is the fact that one thing I totally forgot to realize is the fact that we actually got ourselves a brand new Nintendo Switch game announcement, which I was like, cool, I was live with that. However though, it's another Wii U port, which this time around though, it looks like the rumors are true since in the past few months or something like that. Because you remember the forms of the past few rumors ago about the fact that they did mention about the forms of Pikmin 3 Deluxe is about to be due out on the Nintendo Switch at some point? Well, turns out, according to the rumors, as far as I'm aware, the rumors are actually true. So as a result, we've now got ourselves Pikmin 3 Deluxe for the Nintendo Switch. And it's about to due out at some point on a day before Halloween Day for some reason, which is it was going to be released on the 30th of October, according to the forms of the actual release dates for that department. And basically, what happens is though, oh really? I just got a slow dice block, and as soon as I got that, this means I have to be forced to deal with the chance time thing, aren't I? I'm gonna have no choice for this point, aren't I? Okay, 30 coins, and I'm gonna have to aim for myself right here, so. Okay, come on, there we go. And it doesn't matter who's gonna be, and it turns out it's gonna be Luigi, so. Despite the fact that he will be obviously have no coins again, so as a result, I'm pretty sure I might as well take not much coins, but just 3 coins in general, so. Oh well. Beggars selves can't be choosers, but hey. And, yeah, speaking of which, actually, it's the fact that in addition to able to actually, well, as far as when Pikmin 3 Deluxe is about to be releasing on, you know, the 30th of October, it will able to obviously include, in addition to able to actually have ourselves all of the DLC stuff, very similar to the forms of how it does it in the forms of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and especially noticeable with the New Super Luigi U DLC content from the New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, and even especially noticeable with the Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, and especially noticeable with What else is on there on the Nintendo Switch ported to the, well, the Wii U games ported over to the Nintendo Switch? I have no idea. Well, apologize for that little, awkward sense of my voice, but hey. Oh, we got ourselves Musical Mushroom. Hey, speaking of that particular minigame, we are now going to be playing the actual minigame I was talking about. So, when the music stops, it's a dash. They be the first to jump up to get the chest on top of that big mushroom. So, basically, it's a bit like musical chairs, except the fact that rather than just sitting on mushrooms or chairs, we have to make our way to the actual treasure chest in the center. And yeah, this is another one of those let's go to the limbo music has only appeared in this minigame on here, which, again, it only happens in... What?! I've made it to the treasure chest! Thanks a lot, game, for able to actually make DK manage to make it to the actual treasure chest right there. Oh, jeez. I did not expect that, but on the plus side though is the fact that I'm pretty sure I can guarantee to get myself a minigame star or something, so... And similarly, I might able to get myself the coin star as well, so I would expect it able to actually, hopefully, try and able to achieve those, so, yeah. So yeah, let's talk about more info about the Forms of Pikmin 3 Deluxe. In addition to able to actually have ourselves every single DLC stuff in from the get-go, unlike the Wii U version, they have to pay real money to able to purchase DLC things for, you know, mission mode or even just, well, just mission mode in general. And basically, in addition to able to have ourselves all of the DLC content from the start, rather than just paying extra money for that particular stuff, you also might as well able to get yourselves 2 side stories, which, it seems pretty interesting at first though, but however though, I will have to admit though right away is the fact that unfortunately I'm still Pikmin out, just because of how the fact that unfortunately we didn't get ourselves Pikmin 4 this whole time. Well, at least hopefully next year we might get ourselves Pikmin 4, but if Pikmin 4 is actually getting ourselves this announcement or it's been released, then I'm also able to actually re-pick up on Pikmin 1, Pikmin 2, Pikmin 3 Deluxe, if I was trying able to get that at some point. Well, no one there is like day 1 or something like that, just because, well, I'm not exactly a huge master when it comes to Pikmin series in general. In fact, it's hard to explain about this sometimes, but, eventually by this point, I really can't guarantee I can able to do a Let's Play of, Hey Pikmin, just because, well, that game has a huge emphasis on, you know, bottom screen heavy kind of, screen time. And as a result, doing the actual recording method with, Hey Pikmin in mind is actually a little bit tedious process, as far as I'm aware. And, I really can't consider it able to actually do with, you know, Pikmin 3 Deluxe Let's Play, because we've technically already done Pikmin 3 back in 2017, just right before, Hey Pikmin was released on the Nintendo 3DS. But aside from all that stuff though, there's not much else you can discuss apart from the fact that, well, I don't mind about that particular announcement, but it's just that, well, generally speaking, is the fact that there's another one of those Wii U ports that has already been released since 2013. But apart from those side of things though, I'm sure enough the Pikmin fans will be happy about this. Especially noticeable they can now finally play, you know, Pikmin 3 on the go this time around, which is a huge plus. And especially noticeable how the fact that they can now able to experience some DLC content from the start. So even then though, that should be a positive thing, which even then though, but unfortunately for me though, I'm still pretty much gonna be Pikmin out for the time being, because, you know, the real Pikmin 4 has never been happening at this point in time. Clearly it's because of how the fact that, well, you know, the stupid COVID-19 and stuff like that. But aside from all that stuff though, that's as far as I can say. So even then though, looks like DK is gonna get himself his next star, or in this case, the next, well, it's hard to explain about this because there's been, you know, a couple of days since I actually did manage to done some of my commentary and what have you, just because at this point in time we are super busy with our new project, or in this case our brand new room that we've now finally got. So even then though, because of that though, we actually did that pretty busy week or something like that for that specific points worth noting for, despite I'm pretty sure that Wario and Donkey Kong did manage to able to deal with the heavyweight furnitures and stuff like that. Specifically, in addition to able to actually just get ourselves some more things and stuff like that, but I've also managed to realize that we've now got ourselves our double bed, so that should be pretty swell if you ask me. So because of that though, we're pretty much getting ourselves some more space for this point right now. Especially noticeable is way more better than the Forms of Power does it on this very tight space previous room that we did manage to have. Although the only missing feature that we always attempt to miss on is the fact that we really do miss the actual double door wardrobe or something, which that was the only thing I will gonna miss though. But apart from those side of things though, is the fact that we actually got ourselves a much more better room. So even then though, well, the only timing exception though is the fact that when we did manage to open up the singular door wardrobe, which we've now got ourselves as a replacement. Unfortunately though, is the fact that that particular wardrobe in mind is the fact that it's been badly damaged, which as a result, we definitely need to able to fix that. I'm sure enough that Mario will able to actually just able to do that, but we don't know exactly for sure when though. But either way though, we'll just save up our coins for the sake of time, because, well, at this point in time we've already got about the last 2 turns, so hopefully that should able to make things up a little bit. So it looks like Mario doesn't seem to able to activate that, you know, the Piranha Plant trap yet, which because he doesn't have enough coins until he able to actually decide to able to come across for that happening event. So but you know, you get the idea for that little solutions, I must confess. I do apologize for the sake of the actual commentary. It's going a little bit, well, meh at points, just because, as I said this before, it was actually pretty boiling. So as a result, whenever I'm done with this though, I can appreciate I can able to actually not only just try to able to turn on the fan, although despite it might able to waste a lot of electricity power, and damn it, I just spin out. But anyway, in addition to those however though, I can at least able to actually play myself Paper Mario the Origami King on my own time. So because of that, hopefully we should be able to actually just to realize for this fact. And why do I keep on thinking of Luigi for some reason? Because I swear to God that it always decides to able to trick me and stuff, because I swear that I seem to realize is the fact that I'm playing as Luigi for this whole time. Well, usually relatively speaking, I'm still playing as Yoshi for the sake of this board, but for whatever reason, I just keep on focusing on Luigi for some reason, because that was the only character I'm pretty much used to. Since, well, to be more specifically, in Mario Party 1, 2, 3, and 4, and even Mario Party the Top 100 as well, and even especially noticeable with Super Mario Party— SON OF A BISCUIT! Oh god. Well, there goes my star. And looks like DK is in the lead at the moment, so— well, hopefully not that long though, just because— well, I remember back in the day, back in 2010, which is about a decade ago, basically it's the fact that when me and Sonic managed to able to play this game for our own time, and then we did manage to able to come across into a double cheap victory when it comes to DK and mine, because DK did manage to able to win this board back in 2010, that I remember that one time when I seriously accidentally landed on a Piranha Plant space, but also that Wario did somehow manage on the Piranha Plant space trap too, which are both DK related, by the way. And as a result, that we didn't get the happening star because DK is the only one managed to get the happening star because he lands on too many happening spaces at the sake of time. And overall, it's just a pretty weird match as far as I'm aware. But at least on the upside though, is the fact that I can assure you I might as well still able to get myself those 2 bonus stars at the end. And I think DK on the other hand will definitely get himself the happening star for sure. But at least on the upside though too is the fact that I've managed able to grow myself a lot of coins as well, so I can at least able to actually achieve first place for that particular, you know, the actual board itself. Okay, so here we go with the Hot Bomb once again, despite I actually lost on that mini game back in Mario's Rainbow Castle, but now I don't, because DK doesn't deserve to win, because he deserves to lose. But at least they only take away like 15 coins, so, you know, you get the idea. Alright, onto the results screen now. In this case, the final results in Peach's birthday cake. Well, initially, DK managed to got 2 stars so far, and I've got the most coins, so GameStar. Obviously me, because I'm pretty much dominated when it comes to certain minigames. Not all of them, mind you, but hey. Coinstar goes to me, because, you know, I got the most coins of the whole lot. And as for Happening Star, obviously DK might able to get this, yep. So, despite how me and DK got the exact same amount of stars, but as for coins wise, well, I actually got the most. So, in this case, the winner in Peach's birthday cake is me. So that's my 3rd victory when it comes to Mario Party Let's Play so far, so even then I'm fully appreciative about that stuff. But it wasn't until whenever we get onto, well, to be more specifically, Wario's Battle Canyon, and especially noticeable with Luigi's Engine Room, that we might able to discuss on that later. Because for now, let's watch the epilogue in Peach's birthday cake, where the actual main the superstar right here decides to able to light up every single candles on the actual birthday cake, something more related to the actual birthday celebration, which is pretty cool though. I kinda wish I can able to play this on play this particular board in the 11th of October, but I never actually get a chance to get around on it though, so oh well. And it looks like Mario just managed able to get himself munched by a piranha plant, but at least on the well, usually he doesn't have that much stars though, despite he got screwed over by, you know, that chance time with trading stars and stuff, but alright, detailed results. Pretty much dominated when it comes to minigame star, and also same applies to the coin star especially, but I did manage to reach for about 104 coins, and yeah, looks like DK managed to got 9 happening spaces. Jesus Louise. I've simply lost by 3 happening spaces, but on the other hand though, I still managed to win nonetheless, and it looks like I'm still the only one never seemed to land on the Bowser space so far, which is, you know, kinda convenient, especially noticeable I didn't lose any single parts worth noting for, but I digress. So I guess we should probably end things up here, so join me next weekend for more of Let's Play of Mario Party. It's the fact that we're going to be hit on to the next board in the game, which appears to be Yoshi's Tropical Island. So I'll see you guys until next weekend. So yeah, later fellas.